Hello.
Oh my god, not this again.
Yeah, I did say last time that it's a recording that I'd like to revisit this again. 'Cause I didn't actually play all the factions. We've still got a few left. So I've got a campaign I've had in mind for ages, and that's the point where you say, "You liar, Ben! You picked it while you were fiddling with your Discord or whatever."
Oh, did you want me to call you out, or
Nah, it's fine.
because if you want me to pull back the curtain, I will. But you should put some pants on first.
So now, if memory serves, we have played as Castle, and I think we played as Rampart. We played as
Definitely,
Inferno
definitely played his castle.
and Necropolis, and I think we played as Conflux. So one, two, three, four left. Would you like to choose, or should I?
You do it because I don't know. I've already forgotten which ones you said you've done.
Fair enough. I think we'll go for Dungeon. And we'll go for. Who do we think? Who do we think? Um, I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go for this guy. Right. So basically, we've been kidnapped along with a bunch of other lords, and dumped here, and
Kinky.
now we have to fight it out for who gets to run this place.
Is it worth running?
Eh,
Okay, then.
let's start with the Major
Yeah, I mean, it
Guild.
looks like hell.
I actually really like this faction. It's one of my favourites.
Oh, it still looks like
It's
hell.
very Greek mythology inspired. We've got harpies, we can get minotaurs, and evil eyes, and various other things. So yeah,
Ooh.
bu-
I've got a few news stories I want to talk about, Ben.
yeah, gone.
Did you hear about the bloke that was trapped in a cave?
Which one?
There was a bloke who was trapped in a cave, and he got out this week.
Did he?
Well, that is exactly the point.
He
He was
didn't.
apparently trapped in this cave for like 9 days or something. And the
Okay.
first I fucking heard about it was when he got out.
Well, I this is the first I'm hearing about it.
Exactly. Like how the hell does that sort of thing? It was a notification worthy news item apparently, and the first I heard about it was it's all over and it's fine. Like what the fuck?
I mean, you just thought that would have popped up on BBC at some point, right?
Well, it makes the thing. It was BBC who'd did the he's out of the cave
Hmm.
news story. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. I didn't bother to click on it because I thought, well, clearly it doesn't matter that much because A, it's sorted and B, they didn't bother telling us before,
Yeah.
right? So I didn't read it, but fucking
Uh,
ridiculous.
yoink. Give me knowledge, Mr. Tree. Hmm.
Did you hear any news stories that caught your eye this week?
I heard one this night. This very
Oh,
night.
what is it? What is it? Tell me.
Two guys dug a hole on a beach. That's probably not how I should open that. So there was a big news story that this hole was found on a beach,
Okay.
and they had I think it was like a UFO or an astronomer or somebody who was like, this could be a meteor crash site. This is an astrological phenomenon. This big hole in this beach. And it turns out two guys had dug it like the previous day.
I mean, that's what you do, isn't it? You go to a hole, you dig a. You go to a beach, you dig a hole.
Yes, I am fond of digging holes.
Yeah.
Yoink.
If you're lucky, you'll get to watch it fill up with water.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the whole point of going to the beach.
yeah, big hole,
Yeah.
big hole. So yeah, it
Well,
just amused me that that was. I think some news channel ran with it. Like, what is this hole? And it was just
just a
a
hole.
thing some guys dug.
Well, speaking of things that may or may not have been made a much bigger deal than they are,
Yeah,
there was another space news story
yeah. Is it in
about
view
the.
again?
No. This is the exoplanet they found, which has the chemical that, on Earth at least, is only produced by living organisms.
All right.
So some people are treating that as proof that there is potentially phytoplankton-like creatures on that particular planet.
Yeah, that's probably it, right? I mean, I hate to disappoint anybody who's watching who wants there to be aliens, but it probably is just like microscopic organisms
Yeah, which
rather
is
than
fantastic. But like with the vastness of space, there's going to be something else out there. But
well,
the odds of us meeting them is astronomically small.
see, you say that, but I heard a thing, and I don't remember enough of it to really go into detail. But basically, there's like 7 requirements of life to reach our level, and it's got to be, you've got to survive like mass extinctions, and you've got to get to this point and this point and this, but like loads of different requirements.
Yeah,
And the odds of getting through all of them is really fucking slim.
we've only managed 4.
I know. So it is a bit like, I don't know whether it's just us.
But like I say, I don't think it is just us because of the sheer vastness of space, right?
Well, that is the argument in general. Yeah.
I think it's a very reasonable argument.
Yeah.
But again, because of the vastness, there's vast empty in between,
Yeah.
and we're going to get bored before we find them.
Yeah.
We're more likely to, as is probably the case here, have missed them due to the time frame. Like even if we discover them, they're supposedly 100. These potentially phytoplankton-like creatures are 120 light years away.
It is entirely possible that intelligent life has existed many times over, but that it's all gone now.
Or that it's to follow after we have disappeared, which probably won't be all that long.
Oh well, we had a good run. I kind of hope the world doesn't end in my lifetime.
Yeah,
I don't
wait.
particularly want to live through that.
Even if it's just a day or two.
I'd like at least the illusion of stuff I've done to live on long after I'm dead, rather than just immediately be wiped from existence along the rest of us.
Well, I mean, I suppose there is some sort of niceness to the whole idea of it being we all died together.
Yeah, that would honestly, I'd find that very satisfying if me and all the billionaires we're going to hell together, and there's no amount of money you can pay that will ever fix this for you.
No, I can't wait until the time when the billionaires are boarding their spaceships and one of them fucking does a Columbus on us. Or whatever it was. Challenger, sorry.
Oh yeah. I saw a Reddit writing thing somebody did, right? And the gist of it was that the world was basically fucked, right? We'd completely ruined everything, and the situation was getting untenable. All these billionaires built this massive ship, and they just flew off away from the planet and left all the pools to sort of languish. And it turns out that was actually quite helpful because we managed to get shit done when all the people who were sort of ruining it fucked off. And then a couple of years later, they came back and they sent a message saying our ship is in critical need of supplies. Everything's gone to hell here. We're going to die if you don't send help. We demand that you let us land on the planet or whatever.
Kumbaya.
And we said no.
Well, I mean, you would, wouldn't you?
And we let them all die. Which is the fair thing to do, quite frankly, because.
Well, if they're going to abandon ship.
Did you see that thing with the I think he's Australian, the billionaire in Australia. Did you see what he said?
I need more to go on.
Well, there was a conference, I think, with loads of other CEO types. Basically, he said that employees have gotten too high and mighty. That incidentally, this is the place where you recruit Medusa from. It's called the Chapel of Stilled Voices, and that is the most dope fucking name for a place, I think. I just wanted to highlight that.
Okay.
Yeah, he basically said that employees have gotten too high and mighty, and they need to be brought down, and that unemployment should rise to make them to make us more grateful to our employers. Because right now we're demanding too much.
Oh well. Let's eat that fucker then.
Yeah,
Top of the menu.
can we just break out the fucking guillotines already? I'm so fucking tired of talking about it on Twitter and not really doing anything.
I think we've got to be careful because it's well, you know, they get a bit tetchy, don't they?
Well, I don't know. I think we should just fucking crack on, frankly.
Yeah. There was a Stephen King story this week. A story about Stephen King that came to light this week. Did you hear about it?
Maybe. What was it?
Apparently, he was so obsessed with Mambo Number Five that his wife nearly
Sorry,
divorced him.
sorry, 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 sorry. Just say that again for me, please. That first bit.
Stephen King,
Yeah,
the author
yeah,
of beloved classics as such as Carrie and Christine and Salem's Lot, or
yeah,
and fucking did he do Pet Cemetery? Sounds like
yeah.
one of his.
Get to the good bit.
The Shining, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
He was obsessed with the Lou Bega song Mambo Number Five to the point that his wife nearly divorced him.
Is that? See, that sounds fake.
It does sound fake, but apparently it's not.
I'm running low
Apparently
on
it's true.
money.
Apparently he himself has said this.
Right.
So yeah, Stephen King was obsessed with Mambo Number Five. I know. I mean, I get it.
I mean, I'm fond of the song, sure.
I wouldn't say I'm obsessed with any song. I sometimes have a minor obsession with some songs for
Mm.
a few days, but no, apparently his wife nearly divorced him over it, which is fucking ridiculous.
Well, I don't know. It depends how obnoxious he was being about it.
Just whispering a little bit of America in my life.
Maybe he just played it at all hours.
Well, very most likely, but he'd wake her up to the trumpets.
Mm.
But no, I thought that was a noteworthy news story.
It certainly
I
was. It certainly gave me pause for thought.
I made a note of it, so yeah, fucking
Yeah, go on. I
ridiculous.
need money more than anything right now. I have a couple of fan theories.
Oh,
And
about
these
what?
are the ones that have been knocking around in my head for a little while. Well, one of them has. One of them was quite recent.
Okay.
I probably am going to need this, honestly. So, do you recall the episode of Doctor Who called Journey's End?
Was that the end of Donna Noble's run with the
Yeah.
Doctor? Yes, I am familiar with that episode.
You know the bit where where a bunch of the companions and stuff get together and fly the TARDIS for a bit?
Yeah.
And how the Doctor mentions, well, it was meant to be flown by 6 people.
Yeah.
Well, the thought occurs, I don't know whether this has ever been mentioned in canon anywhere, but it strikes me that maybe the TARDIS is not meant for like a couple of people to fly in, and maybe it's meant for like 1,000 people to fly.
What,
like a cruise ship?
Yeah, well, very possibly.
Like the Enterprise, basically. I mean, it would be a bit.
It would make sense as to why it's so fucking big.
I mean, there is only one door, which just sort of fuck with that theory just a little bit.
Okay, but how many doors were people able to board for Titanic on?
More than one.
Okay, but how many?
I don't know, probably 8.
Okay, so
Probably, I don't know.
point is, you know, you don't have a lot of doors on these things because you're meant to make them secure, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, sort of makes sense.
I mean, it's a massive thing on the inside, right?
Yeah, it's.
Indeed, that's the whole
Vast.
gimmick. It is bigger on the inside.
But I mean, to be fair, it could be as big as my bedroom, and it would still be bigger on the inside.
Yeah, that's very true.
It would, as long as it wasn't any smaller than my airing cupboard,
Yeah.
which is roughly TARDIS size.
It's probably I mean, I just imagined it like a massive city-ish sort of thing.
Well,
I mean, maybe
we've
like a big
seen
fucking castle mansion type
we
palatial
have
estate.
seen we've seen bits of the inside of the TARDIS beyond the control room in I can't remember what the episode's called, but it's a Matt Smith episode,
Right, well,
so
don't
you
look at
probably
me. I
haven't
didn't
seen
watch
it.
it. I know
Yeah.
there's you see secondary rooms in um the first Doctor's run and some of the made for TV movie has some of the inside stuff.
It's the Matt Smith one that I'm thinking of. It's basically presented as this labyrinthine structure
Mm.
because of the vastness and the complication and the fact it's basically a dimension to itself, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
kind of a whole point. So you're right. You could absolutely have. I mean, it's got a fucking swimming pool.
yeah, and there's probably. I mean, I don't think the Doctor has that many laboratories in it, but I'm sure most TARDISes probably do have fully equipped labs and briefing rooms and quarter. It probably is like a proper enterprise like starship.
Hmm?
Um, so yeah, that was my theory, and I think it's all right actually.
Christ, in that same episode, they end up in a secondary control room.
Yeah, I think that's mentioned. That might be in the William Hartnell stuff as well.
So realistically, is there any guarantee that when a new doctor has a new control room, that they're not just going to one
Switching
that's
to
already
the other.
there? The door's just moved, is all.
Yes, you could. I mean, you could probably do that. Quite frankly,
Yeah.
that's that's the reason. You know, if you wanted the control room as more of like the bridge, and you wanted it to open the control room and it leads to, I don't know, the ballroom or something.
Yeah. It's not.
Probably do that.
It's
But
just
yeah,
it seems a viable fan theory.
thank you. Would you like to hear the other one?
Oh yeah.
This is one I've had for a long while now. Loath though I am to talk about the Harry Potter series, you are familiar, no doubt, with is it Felix Felicis?
The luck potion.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know how it's mentioned that there are horrible side effects if you take too much of it.
I believe it's yeah.
Well, I recalled, that's fine, I'll take that. I recalled a while ago that it was mentioned that Horace Slughorn, who is the potions master at that point, he's taken it twice in his life.
Okay.
And that stood out to me because presumably, if you're the potions master at Hogwarts, you know a thing or two about potions. And we know that Slughorn brewed Felix Felicis because he brewed it for that little challenge thing, so he can make it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and presumably the ingredients can't be that hard to source because I don't think he mentions it necessarily. It might, I think it probably is, but it's not like, you know, impossible. And certainly it's the sort of thing worth sourcing if
Yeah,
it
yeah,
gives you
absolutely.
a perfect day of luck. But the fact that he only had 2 days, he's only taken it twice in his life, which what makes me
Yeah.
think that it probably, even though the effects disappear after like 24 hours or whatever,
Mm.
it probably stays in your system for decades. And the reason why Horace Slughorn didn't take it that often is because he knew that if he did, it didn't matter if the last time he took it was 37 years ago, he'd still experience the side effects. That it takes an awfully long time for it to get out your system.
I believe he's seen taking some at the Battle of Hogwarts.
That's film canon.
No, I think it's described.
Is it?
I think so. I think there's some mention about it
I
in
feel like
others.
he was drinking from a flask of something. I think that is mentioned actually.
Oh, so what you're telling me is actually he was Barty Crouch Jr.
No, he might have just been drunk.
Felix Felicis. Oh, I'm going to have a look what appearances it has,
Okay.
because that'll be a thing. That'll tell us. Yeah, he claimed he used the potion twice in his life. Once when he was 24, and again when he was 57.
So what's that? That's 30, 4, 5, 6, 33 years difference. You know, if he won it in a competition or somebody gave it to him when he was, 24, which sort of stands to reason, or maybe he
Hmm.
brewed it himself. I don't know, but I think that works. I think that's a viable enough idea.
Ron, Ginny, and Hermione use it to help escape from the Death Eater's curses on the 30th of June 1997, apparently.
Okay. Yeah, I see. I forgot about Harry. So presumably
Harry obviously used it.
he takes it
No, there's no
multiple
mention.
times in short succession. Does he take it more than once in the books?
I don't know.
Hmm.
That was the day that Dumbledore got killed. That
Yeah.
particular date.
Suppose he only took a little bit of it, didn't he?
Hmm.
Boop. Okay.
Dumbledore apparently used it recreationally.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know if that's Fantastic Beasts or I don't remember it, so it's probably
Maybe it's a
Fantastic Beasts.
dosage thing. Like if you just have like a little snip and you get, a few hours. Good luck.
Well, a
That's
little bit of meth,
that's one thing. Yeah.
right?
Should we get some dragons up in this bitch? I think we should.
Do you know what we dragon?
Sorry,
Do you know what we dragon?
we're dragging the hobbits to Isengard. I don't know.
These nuts.
I should probably invest in this, to be honest, just in case I get Town Portal, because that would be bloody useful. Right. Hey, got Town Portal. Fucking A.
Along the line of fan theories,
Yeah.
I want to jump across briefly to conspiracy theories.
Oh. Go on.
Have you heard the latest in the JFK assassination stuff?
No.
Oh, well.
Was it
One of
Jackie?
us. No, no. There's an ex Secret Service agent who was apparently on the scene called Paul Landis.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you've heard of him.
No.
Okay. Well, he revealed a new detail in a memoir, which some say upends the single bullet theory.
Okay.
He reckons he found a bullet on the floor of the car and put it on the stretcher that one of the guys that was shot was on,
Oh yeah, no, I
so
think
it could
that
go with him.
I think that theory's been knocking about for a while now.
What, the single bullet theory?
No, or the bullet he put on the stretcher. I think I have heard of that before. I think it was in that. There's a documentary about a theory I've discussed before that a member of the Secret Service accidentally shot Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a documentary based on the book that was written about this theory. Um, and essentially, yeah, I think it was mentioned in that.
Yeah, there was a bullet on a stretcher that no one could really place
Mm,
where it had come from, and the prevailing opinion was that it had fallen out of the guy that was on the stretcher whilst they
yeah.
were moving him.
Oh, you mean Governor Connolly?
I think so,
Yeah.
something like that. The guy in front of Kennedy, right?
Yes, Governor Connolly. Yeah.
Yeah. And this Secret Service agent reckons that he had found a bullet on the floor of the car they were in, the Lincoln Continental, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, and put it on the gurney stretcher thingy.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't think it changes anything, but that's because I don't give a fuck anymore.
Well, I think it was Lee Harvey Oswald, really. I think that's still the most likely scenario that he acted alone and it was him.
Well, if not alone, at very least with Jack Ruby.
I think maybe there were people who were. Well, no, I don't even think that. Most likely solution is always the obvious. Is always the most likely to be true. I mean, obviously, the simplest solution is always most likeliest to be true. Is what I mean. Remember
If
that.
not always, at least generally.
Mm.
Yeah. Paul Landis. Took him 60 fucking years to tell everyone.
I don't think he did. I think he did. Yeah, I'm sure that's come up before. I'm sure I've heard it before.
BBC are treating it like it's this whole new thing.
Oh well, you know what else I saw that was being treated like it's a whole new thing.
What?
There's every few years this happens. And there's another book out there that says that they've discovered the true identity of Jack the Ripper.
Oh, okay.
Spoiler alert: they haven't. I can tell you they haven't. Without even reading the book, I know that they haven't.
Because it's you, and you've yet to do it.
Well, I don't think we'll ever know that one. But then again, some new crime solving technique might come along. I mean, who the hell could have predicted DNA 100 years ago?
Well, yeah, there's that.
So who knows? Maybe we'll have something that will make the whole thing completely fucking obvious. You know, who knows?
I know I don't.
But no, you can't join me. Just for that, I'm going to kill you all.
Did you hear about the rogue Russian pilot?
No.
There was an international incident last year in which a rogue Russian pilot tried to shoot down an RAF aircraft.
Oh, Nelly.
Initially, the story was that there had been a malfunction,
Right.
and they have now stated that it turns out that the first missile missed rather than was fucked up.
Hmm.
So it's very lucky it didn't spark a larger international incident than it already is.
I don't know. You say that, but I think that could have been talked down very easily. I mean, nobody wants World War III, really, do they?
Well,
I mean, there's the
it
whole
probably
thing.
it probably could have been talked down very easy, but it would have to have been talked down very quickly.
Mm.
And in those sorts of moments, people overreact, don't they?
Well, I hate to cite World War Z in a geopolitical discussion, but it's mentioned in that book that India and Pakistan don't go nuclear on each other, I think, but Iran and Iraq or Iran and Pakistan do. And the whole reason
Mm.
why India and Pakistan never did is because everybody expected them to. So all the ambassadors were on first name bases, first name terms, and there was like a direct line between political representatives, and everybody knew this could happen, so we've got to be on watch for it. Nobody really wants it.
Mm.
It's probably much the same with all the big countries in Russia and China, and
Well, Russia are getting paddy with North Korea again, aren't they?
yes, who
'Cause
I saw a statement where they said they condemn imperialism, which I thought was very fucking rich.
who does?
Russia and North Korea. North Korea put the statement out.
Well, that is incredibly rich.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, North Korea's got weapons, and obviously, Russia needs weapons at the moment.
North Korea has a massive fucking army. Uh,
Yeah,
Might have the biggest. I don't know whether it's got the biggest army or whether that like proportionally largest army compared to the size of its population or something like that. I don't know, but
probably the
it's
latter.
massive. Um,
I'm going to need you to handle this for yourself for a minute or two.
okay,
So I will be back momentarily.
okay. Well, so I like to try and show as much of this stuff as I can when I'm playing this game, because honestly, if I had just gone for it, we could have won this by now. I could have just steamrolled everybody. But I do want to show you the Grail off, because as I mentioned, everybody has every faction. Oh, I might as well take the money. Every faction has its own special Grail building. Ah, there it is. Do I know where that is? I think I do. I think I do. And it has its own effect. And I quite like the. I reckon it's up here. I think it is up there. And I like the idea of showing them off. This one's especially atmospheric, so I do like it, even though its effect isn't the best. But you still get the gold bonus, and you still get the creature growth boost, which is always a plus. That's a cool artifact. So let's see where. Oh shit, that's the wrong thing. Where is it? It's near the cow skull thing. It's like here, I think. So we'll have a little dig around there in a bit. But I think we're going to get him. Do we have expert? We don't have expert. Let's see if we can get that. If I get expert earth magic, it's going to make town portal a fucking breeze. See, I think a top tip is if you find a conflux, you should build your grill building there because it gives you all the spells. But I mean, that's not really any fun. We've already seen that, haven't we? So let's see if we can get some at least one level. I think we can do it. I think we can. I mean, they haven't got many archers, so that should do us all right. And archers are really the things I worry about because they can hit you from a distance, obviously. And I can just sort of slow and deal with the ground troops at my leisure, really, which is sort of what I like to do. I'm going to treat myself to an artifacts merchant. I will take that. Boosts archery. I'll leave the rest, I think. Oh, hell. Give me that as well. And you know what? Take this too. Hopefully, I've often spent way too much in this place and ended up not having enough to build my army. But we should be all right. We've got a decent size at this point. Is it here? It's not here. It must be down a bit. Yeah, it looks like it is. Just it looks like it's there. Right. Let's deal with old Malcolm here. That was easy. Let's watch it happen. The order of combat is primed to just attack, which is sort of fine if you like overwhelmingly outnumber the enemy. But if the numbers are more even, I don't really like risking it.
You should risk it. You should always risk it.
Well, it's that voice from above.
What are we risking?
Just taking losses in battle.
Oh, okay.
But yes. I don't fucking need that.
Speaking.
Sorry?
This is your conscience speaking.
I thought I killed you years ago.
No, the drugs didn't do that.
Oh, I thought
the poor decisions did.
I thought I strangled you in that lay-by.
No, that was that lady of the night.
Oh. Right. Well, we shan't talk about that.
Not again. I put my back out helping you dig that hole.
I know. All he bloody did was whine and whine and whine.
You know what? Actually,
What?
Today I ended up using an accessible bathroom because we have a men's toilet, a women's toilet, and an accessible toilet, right?
Yeah.
And I was under the impression that the men's toilet was occupied.
Okay.
Because there was a man in the office who wasn't in the office at the time, and he wasn't in the kitchen.
Okay.
So logic dictates he's in the bathroom, right?
I mean, I guess.
No,
I mean, it's not like those are the only places that exist in the universe.
No, but
They
given
couldn't possibly
given
have been outside.
Given it was like it doesn't happen very often that people go outside in our office.
That's
There's only one person who regularly. There's only one person who regularly goes outside of lunch times, and they are a smoker.
Good on him.
So you know.
I mean, not good on him. You should probably quit.
He's never going to see this. But anyway, so the assumption was that he was in the bathroom, which I think was a fair assumption given the details.
Yeah.
So I went into the accessible bathroom, and it was like being in a kid's school. Like the height of the sink and everything. My back genuinely hurt bending over so I could use the sink.
All right.
I thought, fucking hell. I had to wash my hands, Ben.
Yes, I thought for a second, what were you
I
doing in
wasn't
the
peeing
sink?
in it
You're bending over to, I don't know
to
what.
wash my hands
Okay,
because cleanliness is important.
okay.
We had a pandemic, Ben.
We did. An awful lot of people died.
Yeah.
Nobody cares, really, do they? I'm
No,
sorry.
It's
I
it's it's
do.
it's over now, isn't it? It's a thing that's happened. It's done.
Well, COVID's coming back. It's just something we have to live with, unfortunately, because nobody really gives a shit.
Well,
Everybody's bored of COVID now. I'm bored of COVID now. My tiny little mind, it can't. I can't. I don't. I get tired very easily. I don't want to talk about it. You killed my dragon. Not that I
sorry, are
think there's
you
anything
still
they can
talking
do.
COVID or
No, they killed my dragon. I don't think there's anything I can really do to stop that, to be honest.
probably not? Do
That
you know
hasn't helped.
this who died this week?
Margaritaville.
Uh, well, I thought that was last week.
What?
I thought Jimmy Buffett died last week.
Did he? Oh, who
I feel,
remembers? Go on then. Who
well,
was it?
Ian Wilmot.
Who's he?
He was the main, from what I gather, he was the main scientist behind the Dolly sheep.
Hmm, look at that.
So
Do you know why it's called Dolly?
after Parton.
Why?
Oh, I don't know why, but I know
Because
it's
they
after.
took the cells, used to clone it, from the mammary glands.
Ah, yes, and she's rather
Dolly
famous
Parton
for.
is a
Well,
sweetheart. God bless
she's
her.
not famous for her breasts, but they are,
Well, look at
famous in their
that.
own.
Isn't that spoopy?
What
God,
is?
it's this guardian. Can you see it?
Make this a permanent home of the Grail?
This,
Oh, that fucking thing.
yeah, that creepy, screaming, wooden-ish rock formation with blood trickling down it. Do you see it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's our grail item. It's going to increase the power of our heroes when we're defending against the siege, which isn't much use. But we always get 5 grand a week extra, and it'll double creature production.
Oh, it says per day, not per week. The gold.
Oh yeah, no, you're right, Perd. Well done you for paying attention. Oh, I know
Well,
why I
when,
can't town
when
portal.
when it's up to speed, I do, but
Oh, it's still lagging a little, is it?
a little bit. I've got the little notification in the top right saying that it is. So the update clearly didn't do it.
Hmm.
But nothing else is using the internet here, and I worry what it's going to be like when you're watching me play next. But
Well,
I have to work it out. You might just have to put
we'll
up with some staggering
might as well.
stuttering as well.
We'll yeah, we'll have a look at that. What's my spell points like? I could do with some more spell points. I'm gonna wait
I
here.
plan on having the viewers, if there are any, decide what I play next week.
Oh right, can I vote on that?
I'm going to give them two options, and yes, of course, you can vote on
I guess I'm choosing what you play next week.
that. Probably.
Yeah,
I've narrowed it down to hopefully two options.
hmm, I don't
So
think.
okay, three options.
Oh, maybe he's taken that. Oh no, he hasn't. How many towns does Blue have?
I don't know. You've
Number of
frozen
towns.
for me.
Okay, he's still got a town somewhere. Not that it matters. Um.
You've completely frozen for me.
Oh well. I mean, you're not missing a massive amount. It's much of the same, really. I'm just polishing
I
off.
mean, it's what you're polishing. What?
I'm polishing off the rest of these men, people. I don't know.
Um, have you heard the latest in the rack story?
The rack.
Yeah, rack. The
Oh,
concrete
that
thing.
thing. No, go on.
They found rack in the Houses of Parliament,
Wah, wah.
which means that the symbol of our democracy, which I would say the Houses of Parliament
Yeah, it's
is
fucking
literally
crumbling.
crumbling. Like you couldn't fucking write this.
No,
Someone would say it was too on the nose
it
if
is.
you put that into some sort of political satirical
I mean,
piece
this
of writing.
country is so fucked. I hate this
Oh, no.
fucking country. I hope it gets better. I hope there's enough people out there who really see through Keir Starmer. I hope we get something akin to a hung parliament. I don't know. I just think it's awful.
I'm in a position where I should very soon be able to start saving some serious money
Mm,
because
we
I'm close to paying off one of my big credit cards
yeah.
bills, so that'll be nice. And after that, I'm going to start saving some actual money. And you never know, I might actually move to another one if I seriously do it.
Another what? Place.
Country.
All right. Oh well.
I mean, this would still work.
I know. I just don't like the idea of you escaping on the last helicopter out of Saigon, and I'm stuck here.
Like a rat at a sinking ship.
Yes, you're dressed as a woman with you know pillows for tits,
No,
sitting on the last
I have
lifeboat.
you know, it's not women and children first. It's parents with children first. Ben, this is an equal opportunities environment we live in.
Fair enough.
You know, as long as I've got my boy with me, my good time boy, my big cheese.
Well, fair enough. Really, I guess I'll just see if I can find a deck chair to cling to.
Well, we're not sinking yet. Well, no, to be fair,
Really?
we've not sunk yet.
Because if you listen carefully, you can hear the band playing "Nearer My God to Thee."
Yeah, but I never really had an ear for classical music. It was an honor playing with you tonight, gentlemen.
A privilege, but anyway.
Yes, well, this is
It's actually-
different, Ben,
It's actually a
because
really,
you're not a gentleman either.
it's actually a really shitty song to play in that situation, isn't it?
Well, what would you play?
Well, not. I don't know. It's just a bit. It's not going to help with morale, is it? Nearer my God to thee. We're all about to die. It's a funeral song.
Okay, well, maybe it's we need to prepare people for this.
Oh, I don't know.
Go on, tell me what you would play if you could play something. Think about it now. Take all the time you need.
Well,
But I'm a firm believer. If you're going to criticize something like that, you should have a better. You should have an alternative at least in your mind.
Are we talking only 1912 music?
No. If it happened tomorrow, and you had the capacity to play it,
Dido, I will go down with this ship.
terrible choice. I'd hope that Stephen King was there with me, and I'd play Mambo Number 5.
A fitting tribute to the man.
And I would definitely crack out the trumpets.
And I know Weird Al eBay.
I do quite like eBay, to be fair.
Right, we're in the final push now.
I had a conversation with one of my colleagues earlier this week about motivation levels.
Yeah.
And I made the foolish mistake of describing mine as being at the point where Flow Rider might as well have done a song about them.
I don't understand that. You know I don't understand. Please explain.
Well, Flow Rider sang a song called Low.
Oh, right, okay.
The one with her apple bottom jeans and the boots with her fur.
Yes, that's...
That woman, how Shorty had the whole club looking at her.
That's... my mum works... She does election work. And that's the song they play to celebrate being finished.
Is it?
Yes.
That's a terrible choice.
It's a bunch of middle-aged menopausal women. Let them be.
But in fairness, I can't think of anything better immediately. Before anyone touts me as a hypocrite.
Right, let's shoot this fucker. Right. I want to play this myself. Boop. Boop.
And did you hear about the Spanish reporter?
He was pinched on the bum or kissed or something.
She had someone touch her on the bum while she was doing a live broadcast.
Oh, right.
He's been arrested now.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's good as well.
Well, you should. I mean, people complain, oh, you can't do anything. Well, you can't ask these people not to do it because they don't give a shit.
You need to
I think
punish them.
We should bring back the stocks.
You know, just very briefly, I hear that the person who was in the studio told them to put the camera back on the idiot, meaning the guy who was still stood there.
Yeah.
And they confronted him about it, and he denied it, even though it's on fucking camera, live. God knows how many people saw it.
Well, they don't think of it as sexual assault, do they? They just think of it as harmless fun.
Yeah,
But it
well,
goes
it's
both ways. I think a lot of people think it's just women complaining about this stuff. One, it isn't. But if you're a man, you have every right not to be sexually
you,
assaulted. You can complain if you're being sexually assaulted.
yeah, absolutely,
Um, but
and you should.
yes, we've finished another one in fairly good time.
Yeah.
So
How long is as long as it's gone?
I don't know. Let me just have a little checky back. 49 minutes. So that works out pretty well.
Yeah, it does.
So yes,
How do you think you'll put these up, Ben? Would it be one day and one another?
one day, one another. I'm not mixing
Oh,
mixing my vids. So yeah,
oh,
you will know
really?
this if you've seen this by now, and you'll be wondering why Jordan's asked such a stupid question.
Because I don't know how you think sometimes. Because you're
Well,
full of shit.
we've had a lovely time.
You're a fuckhead, Ben. You're a fucking shithead.
Are you referencing my video,
No, I was just thinking about Peep Show.
which was in my video? But
It may
thank
well
you
have been,
very
but
much.
I was. It was a Peep Show reference.
Thank you very much for watching this video. If you did,
Yeah,
I'll
and
probably.
remember, get a turkey.
I think I'll do some more next time. I think I'll see if I can find a couple more campaigns, and well, we've got 3 factions left, so I might do one more next week. Maybe a long one, a large one, I think, and then
Oh, having it large.
yes, and then we'll move on to the next thing. I haven't quite decided what it's going to be. Maybe I'll let Jordan choose by asking you to vote. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
do that. Who knows? But yes, thanks. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.